What's up, everybody? It is I, Dro, and I'm here to play some more. Just like I said I would, I returned, and so is Ophelia with her bad self. No, she's actually being pretty good. Anyways, thanks for coming out. Thanks for visiting. Thanks for showing your support in any way, shape, or form, whether it be YouTube or Twitch, regardless. It's time to play another round of Diablo, and as the title describes, I only have a little bit more to go before I fully complete the map. Obviously, a little bit in Diablo is like a whole lot, but I mean, I've been putting the work. I've been putting the time. I've been putting in the time. So, without further ado, I am about to start. Come on, Nimbus. Off with your Sub-Zero looking self. So, as you can see, while I was away from the stream, I've pretty much gotten almost everything. Almost. There's this one little area right here that kind of won't allow me to, and I'm guessing it's because of the campaign. So I probably won't be able to touch that anytime soon, but that's almost done. I think it's just a matter of the center part right here, this part right here, because there's a cloud here. Not sure if that's going to reveal anything per se. And then the remaining Lilith altars on this map, which I got quite a few, which isn't too bad, not too shabby. And then I just started clearing around this area. I haven't even started the campaign in Hazar, so pretty much I'm just doing side quests, map clearing, and killing monsters as I go. I got the horse finally, which is pretty awesome. But I find myself not using it because the more monsters I kill, the better it is. Because we all know that my goal is to get to level 90 on this this tier thing. And then when I do, I will be more than willing to put $10 down so I can get all these goodies. So I'm looking forward to that. So without further ado, I think I just finished a quest here in town. I think I have a few more quests here to do and pull out. Heart of Mold and this one. But what's weird is it shows that I have 3 and I only see 2 on my map. So I'm not sure how that's working out. I don't see a circle or anything like that. I might be missing something. My brain might just be mush at the moment. It's been quite the holiday. Been stuffing myself. I feel moo. A good moo, not bad moo. I just feel moo. I've eaten quite a bit, so I am probably gonna take a nap after the stream. just saying. I'm probably gonna go cuddle my wife real quick. She's not feeling good today. So I'll probably join her in the bed after I finish off this stream. And pretty much nap. Because napping sounds a whole lot of fun right now. It's very weird though. The map throws me off sometimes because
I don't have enough energy.
Like, you think you know the map and you just find out you don't know jack squat about it. Like, this little cloudy area, I'm not sure if I'm missing something or if I didn't explore down further enough. It's all just a single blur. Ah, yeah. See, I didn't explore down further enough. Hey, don't you dare attack me, sir. What is this, artillery shrine? Things have been going down quite quickly since I've gained this much level, though. I think I might just complete the campaign before level 60. That's what I'm betting. I'm thinking. Because it slowed down quite a bit. As soon as I hit 57, going to 58 was a real long time. Like, it just took forever. So I might just end on a 60 now on tier 2. I might complete the campaign by 60. There's a few things I want to do after post game. I was looking at the achievements because I rarely ever look at the achievements until I complete a game, but I was just kind of like, I'm bored and I'm eating, why not? So I took a look, and there is an Uber Lilith. So I don't think that Uber Lilith is your typical campaign boss. I think that's like a secret one where you have to like do certain things or be a certain tier. I'm not sure how it works here. In the previous games, you had to collect items, so it might be just that, where you couldn't fight the Ubers until you got specific items from certain areas, from certain bosses, and they're a grind to get. Really, honestly, I'm kind of glad that like they made it a lot easier than it used to be on the previous game. I don't know how easy it is on this. I can't imagine it being much harder than 3 though. Fighting Ubers is not exactly my idea of fun, but if there's an achievement surrounding it, I think I'm going to go ahead and go for it. I mean, I got most of the achievements on here. I think the only ones I got left to work on is the necromancy and the druid. Oh, I already have the list. My brain's all mush right now. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I think it's and they're pretty simple. I think the necromancer is summoning a certain amount of skeleton soldiers or whatnot, and the druid is defeating 50 enemies as a werebear, and defeating 50 enemies as a werewolf. Which, like, considering how many enemies I have beaten, it shouldn't even be a thing, really.
Ran hard and fast from my old crew. They wanted to set up shop in Wenjinani, and I want out. I can't live in the swamp. I can't serve, and I can't live without money.
Oh, Ophelia, stop. Ugh, I hate that scratching noise. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Hunting for something. And I think if they find me, it won't go well.
Sometimes it like, I can't break her out of certain habits, I've noticed. Because for her, she tends to, like, if she gets really crazy, and you'll start to notice when she starts getting her inner instincts out, she'll start panting really, really loud, like, and she'll look at me with those wild eyes, and I just look, and I'm just like, you're about to nip at my feet, aren't you? You're about to try to hurt me. And she does it without any remorse for her actions. She just comes out and starts trying to bite at my feet, and I'm the type of guy that despite the weather, I'm constantly wearing flip-flops. I'm just that guy. I'm not, I mean, and I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm married and I'm happy with me. So I don't really give a flying F what anybody thinks about it. But I think I just feel comfortable in flip-flops all the time. And so what ends up happening is, when she gets in those nipping fits, she goes ahead and starts nipping at my toes, and it does not feel good at all.
I need more time.
These long-range characters, these flies are the worst. I can't really protect them against flies. I also want to take hits to the face.
I'm out of energy.
My friend. It's not much, but I hope it helps.
I did not want to lose anybody in that one. I rarely ever lose it. It's those damn bugs and their stupid poison shoots.
I'm carrying too much.
Damn it. Teleport. Get rid of some of this stuff. Not that I care at this point because like nothing that I was dropping is even worth my damn time unless I'm doing strongholds. And even then, I have yet to find the perfect equipment for my setup, my build. I'm sure I'll find something, but at the moment I haven't seen. Jack Diddley, my friends. Jack Diddley.
You can still use these.
Whoa. I want to save those elixirs for when I'm in grind to experience mode. I mean, I could grind for experience here, but it's so slow that even taking an elixir right now wouldn't really make a difference. It'd just be a little bit faster. The only reason why I would use those elixirs is for that little 5% experience boost, and I already got a 20. I don't really need any more than that. I'm sure some people would disagree, but honestly, at this point, I'm just trying to gain as much stuff for money-wise, which I could sell for that, but I mean, I'm not going to because that's not nearly as quick as just salvaging items. I'm just building up enough so that way when I start really getting nitty-gritty into my equipment build, because I have gotten nitty-gritty with it to the point where I'm comfortable on tier 2, and I haven't died since I've done it. But I want to save it for when I start doing higher tiers like tier 4 and stuff like that, and I'll be able to upgrade my equipment, multiple equipments as I find them. And then refine my gear build once again. That's the plan anyway. Plans change though, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's the route I'm going to take. I really hope that I haven't gotten so far in level that once I do jump onto tier 3, I won't get absolutely crushed by minor monsters, because that would suck. It is a huge difficulty jump. So I'm hoping that the points that I'm putting into my Paragon and the build that I have right now will supplement me at least to a point where I can survive. I did save one ring from one of my stronghold visits. The item level 600, sure, but there's a certain ability on there that will help me survive a little bit more, and I would probably get rid of one of my rings that I probably won't be dependent on completely. Just for that. Just so I can have, because it has life recharge and life per hit and kill. So it's basically a sanguine ring. It's going to basically be my lifesaver. It's the thing that keeps me alive. Honestly, I'm not worried so much on minor monsters or elites. I'm more worried about boss fights. So, in truth, because I'm worried about it, I've been clearing most of the dungeons on tier 2. And getting the abilities from these dungeons. So I don't have to worry about it till later. Calm down there, buddy.
I need more energy.
But because this is new for me even, because I haven't gotten this far yet on this particular game or character for that matter, I don't know what to expect, so I'm kind of like, and I'm trying to avoid reading too much on it. I kind of just want that I don't want to know what to expect. I want to make guesses. My favorite part about games like this is just like expecting, okay, there's going to be a way to get stronger. There's going to be levels higher than what I am. There's going to be things that I'm going to have to change up. And because it's such a build-driven game, it should be fun. Because tweaking is one of the best parts about this game. Adjusting your builds, changing things about yourself, reinventing your character sometimes entirely. I don't think I will have to. As far as I've seen, my build is quite effective, but you never know. I might, you know, say, let's stop being a frost mage and let's start, not frost mage, frost rogue, flurry rogue, and start being a poison. Maybe frost is something that, like, a lot of monsters are immune to in the next tier, who knows? Maybe I'll have to change it up and become a poison one instead. And then I'll have to change certain parts of my equipment, like abilities that will affect damage over time. It'd be something that I would put on my equipment as opposed to more damage to frozen enemies or chilled enemies.
Don't have enough energy.
So I don't know where I'm going to go. Hopefully I'll be able to get by though. No bosses in this one. Nice. I think I pretty much completed this one. Anything else would just be a waste of time. What and what now? Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, hush. Nice. Ooh. Alright, on to the next part. Hey now. Attacking me while I'm reading a map. How dare you? My biggest pet peeve about online games, not being able to pause entirely. Having to find a safe spot. Sometimes it can be a little difficult, like if you do have a regimented life, it kind of makes it a little difficult. Sometimes I can go 5 to 10 minutes over the time that I'm supposed to go and take her for a walk. So that's a gripe, but I understand. Like there's other people playing. It just sucks that I can't pause. That's why I am drawn more into single player games, because of my lifestyle. It's easier that way. But some of the best games are online. Oh man, I'm so excited. In my previous video, if you haven't seen it, my wife, lovely as she is, bought me a VR too. And I'm excited about it. I am excited. I want to play No Man's Sky with better graphics on the VR, obviously, because, I mean, it looks good regardless outside of the VR, but, like, I can remember that you can control the lever and fly. And flying, and I'm fighting people on the VR, like the bandits and stuff like that, is quite the chore. I also have... what's it called? The Star Wars Rogue or whatever. It's a flying game as well. Man, that makes me dizzy. A lot more dizzier than No Man's Sky. It's very hard to maneuver around on the VR. It's almost like you have to be a pilot. But it is fun regardless. Nonetheless, It's just the campaign can be a little tricky sometimes. Honestly, I wish I could be some like some of these people who could just be on a VR and not get the motion sickness, because I can only play for such a small amount of time before I get dizzy and start feeling like I'm going to vomit, and then I have to stop. But it does not stop me from wanting to play. It just means that I have to take more frequent breaks, which isn't a big deal, I guess now, especially since I'm responsible for a little puppy, and I have to walk her every 3 hours. It's not too big of a deal. But back when I was hardcore gaming without the responsibility, it was a chore. It really upset me. I was trying to like eat up as much game time as I possibly could, and my wife was and is still always okay with how much I play. As a matter of fact, before we got married, I told her, I sat there and I listed off all the bad things about me up front. I told her everything that my exes considered to be an issue, everything that might be considered an issue. I mean, all sorts of stuff I told her, like, and, you know, I expected that at first she'd be okay with it, and then eventually it would wear her down. But lo and behold, almost 8 years later, she's still with me, she still loves me, she's still going strong with me, and she buys me stuff for games. And that's incredible to me. I've only been in relationships with people before her that had a big issue with gaming. Like, my first wife really, really hated it. She hated video games. One time, I even threatened her to leave her for Monster Hunter. Don't ask me how that conversation went, because it's been so long since I even had a relationship with that woman that I couldn't tell you how that conversation even up and started. But I can say that it ended poorly. That conversation it was a very, very bad conversation. Lots of yelling, lots of screaming. She put her hands on me. I didn't think she took that I'll leave her for Monster Hunter very well. Funny enough, it just ended up her leaving me anyway, so it's no biggie. But I was very, aside from her, I was just, when I met my wife, my current wife, I was extremely skeptical about her accepting behavior and nature of how I am and what my passion is, and how often that I play on my passion. And I'm not saying that I'm not any better than I was before, because I am a lot better. Like, I will make time for her a lot more so than I used to make time for other people. I will make time for her, take her out for dinner, spend some family time with her and stuff like that. So I mean, I do equal it out. But if you only knew, I am super bad at it. Like, quite frankly, if I had to make an estimate of how often I played in my younger years, I would say roughly anywhere between 6 to 10 hours a day. And that's with a job. You can imagine how much sleep I got during that time. Not very much. I think because of my gaming habit, my gaming habits have slowed down, obviously, but because of my gaming habits back then, I barely got any rest. Barely. As a teenager, it was even worse. I would go on like 3-day binges of straight video games. That was back when it was the Donkey Kong Country era. It was Super Nintendo. I played Tetris Attack, which is a Yoshi theme puzzle game, which was extremely fun and surprisingly very competitive for me and my friends because I used to invite them over and we would play all the time. It's actually kind of funny. I was talking to my mom on Christmas, and we were talking about my childhood, and she said that she wished she did things differently. And I told her, I was like, if I had one complaint, it was never, because my middle brother complained about the discipline, and honestly, she was a very big disciplinarian. She was rough. But I told her, I was like, if it was my biggest complaint would have to be not the discipline part, because I was a bad kid. I was a very mischievous kid. I did whatever I wanted and got into things I knew I wasn't supposed to do, and I did it anyway, despite the fact. But I told her the biggest issue I had was that I didn't get a lot of time spent on me, and I felt like I had to grow up too fast, which may seem kind of weird considering I'm a big gamer. But no, I had a lot of responsibilities as a child growing up, but more so than the normal kids did. You know, I had cooking, cleaning, watching my brothers. When I wasn't in school, I was doing one of those things. But my favorite memories were her, and I told her before, I was like, you know, I think I know why I have such a love of video games. I was like, I can remember the most special moments for me was when my mom used to sit down and play Super Nintendo with me, and she used to play Tetris Attack with me. She also played the old Civilization as well. I think that was on PlayStation, but I'm not sure. But we used to play Civilization together as well. Me and my brothers and her, and those were my favorite times. Like I enjoyed the time that she spent during those times where I know that my mom had it extremely rough. She was always depressed. She was a single mom of 3 kids and 3 boys, no less. So I mean, I know it was hard for her, and she went through a really bad depression phase. So being a parent to her was not easy. It did not come as easily as one would think. You know, she struggled even getting out of bed sometimes. I can remember times where my mom would stay in bed for hours at a time, just reading her romance novels. And while I don't judge her for her choice in literature, I do know why my mom read that type of literature. She wanted love, you know. She wanted to be loved, and my father took that away from her. You know,
I need more time.
it was a really messed up situation what happened between him and her. There was definitely physical abuse. If that gave you an indication of how badly my dad did her. There was a lot of physical abuse. He even physically abused me at certain points in my life. But he did lay his hands on my mom, and that was rough. And because of that, I think he really royally screwed her up mentally. And I'm not making excuses for my mom being inactive in my life. I'm just saying I understand why she was the way she was. But I still have a relationship with her. You know, there was a time though. You know, it takes time for people to grow up and understand and try to give people the benefit of the doubt, I guess you could say. I know why my mom was that way. I know that she did her best despite how she felt.
Need more time.
But that didn't come till way later. That understanding didn't come until I was much older. I think I blamed her all the way up until I was 25. And then I just woke up and, you know, I said, oh, well, you know what? My mom's still around. She still tries to talk to me. She still tries to have a relationship with me. And I think it's time to step back and realize what kind of mom she is and why she was the way she was. And so, you know, she came from an abusive relationship. She became a single mom of 3 children. 2 who were really close together in age and 1 who was a baby. I mean, it was definitely a fluffed up situation for her. So, if you guys ever, and I'm not saying all parents are the same way as my mom by any means, I would never assume that, you know, that you should forgive your parents if they did you dirty, if they were abusive or anything like that, or they neglected you in any way, shape, or form. I'm not supporting that or saying that maybe you should reevaluate that, because I would never put myself in anybody else's shoes, but or even assume that I know exactly what you went through, because everybody takes things differently and everybody's viewpoint is different and everybody takes hardships differently. So that's not what I'm trying to make any kind of point. So I mean, by all means, and I hate that I have to explain that, but apparently, and this is not an attack on anybody, some people get really defensive about things like that, of that nature. It's a very sensitive topic, and they get very defensive, like I'm attacking them. And no, I'm not attacking you by any means. Nor am I saying that your parents deserve to be forgiven by any means. It's just that, like, my mother, she tried, you know, and I know she did. She tried. She didn't do a great job, but she did the best she could, and I can respect that. And despite the shit that she went through, she still did her best regardless. It may not have been enough for me at the time. It may not have been enough in general. But she did what she could, and she raised us, you know. She put a roof over our head and fed us. End of story. My brother, me and my brothers all have different takes on it, though. So, like, for me, my biggest issue was that I didn't get enough time spent. My middle brother, his issue was that she was too hard on him. Which, I beg to differ, but whatever. Like I said before, I'm not going to assume his role in his life, and I'm not going to even try to say that I know what he went through or whatever. Whatever, man. It's hard not to be biased, though, because I was there the whole time, and my middle brother, he has seizures. He's epileptic. So my mom was definitely worried about him, especially in his younger years. She was definitely worried about him and definitely gave him a lot more attention. And definitely wanted to make sure that he was okay. The reason why she was strict with him is because she didn't want him to get hurt.
Please, help us get out of here.
Another last stand? Come on, guys. You guys are killing me here. Come on, Blizzard. What the fluff? So, and then my younger brother, he was just plain out spoiled. My mom was not anywhere near hard as, and I don't say spoiled as in he got everything he wanted, because he certainly didn't. But he didn't get the same kind of discipline me and my other brother got. Like, there was no military structure. She was sweet as can be to him. And unfortunately, because of that, and I told her, I was like, this is something that you did wrong. I was like, because you didn't treat us equally, I kind of resented him for it. Like, and I know that it's stupid now, looking back to resent them for it, but I was a child. I was a teenager. Like, teenagers and children think differently. They don't see the bigger picture. They're very, I don't know what's a good word, but teenagers and kids are very much in their own bubble.
This, my friend.
They
It's not much, but I hope it helps.
they see things as if they were living in bubble. How about that? That sounds a lot better. That sounds more accurate. They see things differently. Where we see it as the bigger picture, they see their picture, the picture that's in front of their eyes. They don't think about others' well-being. They don't think about any. And I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying most of them. A good 98% of them. All right, a 98%. And I say that with accuracy. I could be off, though. I could be off by 1% or 2, but it's a big number. Most kids are very self-centered. That's the word I'm looking for. Most kids are self-centered. They only think and worry about themselves. They only look at themselves as the victim. They're very misconstrued in the way of things. And so,
I need more time.
to them, it's very easy to just sit there and say, well, this is not fair. This is not cool. I'm not being treated the way I want to be treated. I want to be treated this way. I want this. I want that. It's always I. There's no we. It's always me. You know, I was no exception. I can tell you right now, my relationship with my youngest brother, suffered because of the way I was and because of the way she was with him. And I told her that was probably, if she had any follow to make, it was that one. Like, if you were going to be kind, you should have been kind to all of us. If you were going to be lenient, you should have been lenient with all of us. That does things to siblings, you know. I'm not saying parents should be perfect or anything, but, like, a lot can be said about treating us all equally because we are all your kids. It's different in the real world, sure. Sure, it's not fair in the real world. The real world is not fair. But your mother and father should be fair to you. I'm just saying. So, I mean, I don't know. That was my biggest quirk with her. It wasn't the discipline with her, though. It was really just the amount of time she spent on them and the lack of time she spent on me as a result of spending so much time with them, despite the fact that I know why she did it, because, you know, there was the baby and then there was the sickly one who was having epileptic seizures all over the place. Well, she was afraid that one day he wouldn't wake up, that he would swallow his own tongue. At the time when I was a kid, did I give a shit? Fuck. No. That was the last thing on my mind. All I saw was, well, I'm her kid. I should be being treated too. I'm the oldest. I should at least get some sort of special treatment. No, not even remotely. The only one who got special treatment, and me and my brother will both agree, the only one who got the best treatment was our younger brother. End of story. But my middle brother, he was treated pretty well, despite that. My mom was even scared to even discipline him because my family, well, most of my family believes in corporal punishment. So if you don't know what that means, it means she whooped that ass. Physically. She whooped that ass. Okay? And I don't have a disagreement with that method. Sometimes it works for some kids, sometimes it doesn't. Every kid is different. Just remember, you know, for me, it probably didn't work, but it was necessary. Because honestly, if my mom was a softie with me, I probably would have took further advantage of her kindness as opposed to anything else. I was a very, very intelligent child, so I knew my boundaries. I knew what I could and couldn't get away with, and my mother let me get away with nothing. Nothing. Because apparently my mom knew the way I was too. She let me get away with nothing. She said, "Fluff that. I'm just beat his butt bare." And she did. Quite a bit. Quite often. I'm not going to defend her or anything, but I kind of deserved it. Sometimes some kids just need a little butt whooping. Sometimes they do. Disagree with me or not, I don't care. Doesn't really matter to me. Oh.
Yes, thank you. I'll be alright. Goliath's ritual is just draining.
Only when meddled with by well-meaning but ignorant visitors. Have the voices quieted, Anita? Can you understand them yet?
It still hurts when they speak. They all talk over each other. I'm sorry.
We don't apologize for things outside our control. Something still inflames your blood. There is only one thing left to try.
I feel like something bad is going to happen in this storyline. So a little backstory on this one. She's been mistreated by her mother and treated as a heretic by people. And so I was trying to help her cure her of her illness because apparently she thought she was cursed. And whenever she was overstressed or overwhelmed, everybody else around her just died in flames. So this witch comes along, Gullius, and says that you have the same powers as me, so I'm going to take you in and I'm going to teach you the ways. And you got to leave everything behind. Amita was obviously like, well, I need to take care of my mother, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you can't help her right now. I'm going to show you how to control your power so you can eventually take care of her. So that's the storyline on this.
It is ancient magic that should calm her blood. It will be painful, Anita. I hope you are prepared to pay the price.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Good. Go and gather 4 bloated livers from the rotting creatures out in the wilds.
Worry not. I will take care of it.
Anita is perfectly capable of handling this task.
I wouldn't mind some company to keep an eye out while I work.
Fine. Once you're done, meet me in the hidden glade east of here.
Well.
Uncontrolled magic weakens the fabric between this world and the burning hells. Anita wasn't trying to summon demons. They were drawn here unintentionally. I am a witch, a servant of the Tree of Whispers, and by extension, all of Hawazar. I was called as a child, the same as Anita. Some are called, and some are given. Regardless, it is our destiny to protect this place.
We will see if you're telling the truth. But there might be some truth. She said the Tree of Whispers, and that's an event that I have to do to get some favor. So I can level up my tier. So, yeah. There might be some truth in that. I might have spoken too soon. Maybe. So much exploration left to do. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. So if you play this game, I forewarn you that the moment you start playing it, you're going to be overwhelmed by the sheer size and amount of things to do. I'm no different. It is rough. It is very rough. Okay, okay. Got a little dungeon there to complete later.
Right here. There, look.
You could just gather the ones that I've been killing. There's two. There's rotten livers right there. Pick it up. Hey, would you mind not making me dizzy? I like to move, thank you. Now who's dizzy now, bitch? Hey! I love me my good old spiky friends. And I shall call you dead creature Sonic.
Over here.
Where? I need some rotten livers.